Hi hearties! So we are on episode 6 of season 8, and I think this is the season halfway mark. Yeah, pretty sure there are 12 episodes, so we are basically halfway to season 8. Woo! Besides Elizabeth being really happy and relieved that she finished the final manuscript of her book, she got a date card from Lucas, and thank God Lucas put his name on the card, and she knew who he was from, and she knew that Lucas is planning a special surprise just for the two of them. And this scene reminds me of season 6 when Elizabeth was holding little Jack in her arms and they ran into Lucas and they were talking about surprises. Life is full of surprises, and Elizabeth mentioned to Lucas that she liked a good surprise. I think that was before the bachelor and bachelorette party of Jesse and Clara, and Elizabeth just randomly mentioned to Lucas like, hey, I like a good surprise. So I think the element of surprise plays an important role in the relationship of Lucas and Elizabeth.
Hi, Mrs. Thornton.
Hi, Allie. What are you up to?
Fishing. If Mr. Yost has any... What's it called again, Uncle Nathan?
Oil of citronella.
To keep away the mosquitoes.
Yeah, we hear the fish aren't the only thing that are biting.
Elizabeth, you can see that she was happy and smiling when she greeted Allie, and then she saw Nathan next to her, and she's like, oh boy, the awkward feeling again. And Elizabeth trying to stay cool, and Allie knows that her Uncle Nathan, like Elizabeth, like Elizabeth. So she's still in that meddling role for her uncle and Elizabeth.
I sold my last bottle yesterday, but I have a large delivery tomorrow. Will you check back?
Thank you. Bye, Mrs. Thornton.
Bye, Allie.
Come on, Uncle Nathan.
Goodbye.
And Nathan just he's like doesn't know what to say, what to do, and he just like left. And you can see after they left, Elizabeth really felt awkward, and you can see it on the look on her face.
Do you still like Mrs. Thornton?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, do you like her?
All right, why do you get to ask me about Mrs. Thornton, but I can't ask you about Robert, huh?
Uncle Nathan, you didn't answer my question.
I don't want to be rude to Allie, but at this point, I'm just like getting a little bit ticked off because she's just a kid, you know what I mean? And I know she understands the meaning of crush and, when you like someone, but she doesn't understand the entire picture of true love and the idea of falling in love with someone and truly love that person as who they are, you know what I mean? So her questioning Uncle Nathan in this scene, it's a good thing for us as the audience. We get to see how Nathan react and hear Nathan respond to Allie's question. But in the Hope Valley world, like if this show was real life, it's just starting to annoy me a little bit more that Allie is still involved in this love triangle, and she's not even like the main character in the love triangle. And like I know she wants to support her uncle, and of course she likes the idea of her uncle dating her teacher. He's single, Elizabeth used to be single, and Allie doesn't know the whole story either, with Lucas and Elizabeth already having that dinner at her house, and already started that courting relationship. So to me, it's just like this girl needs to stop meddling. And Nathan made a good point, like, why do you ask me questions about my love life when I'm actually your guardian and soon to be official dad to you, and that he not ask you about you and Robert?
Do you want to come riding with us?
Maybe another time? After your uncle's given you a few more lessons?
All right.
Don't give up. It takes practice. But someday you'll be galloping along all by yourself.
Like Robert.
Let's hope not. Have fun.
Okay, so that's definitely another meddling technique that Allie tried to make it work by inviting Elizabeth to go riding with them. And I think in a way, this conversation kind of gave Nathan some boost of confidence. So when Allie said, "Do you want to come riding with us?" and Elizabeth said, "Another time, after your uncle gives you more lesson." I don't know if you see, but I feel like Nathan was like a little bit happy about that. Like there is still a chance, a possibility that they will hang out as just the three of them on the horseback riding. I don't know, I could be wrong, but Nathan did not talk at all throughout this scene. It's all Allie and Elizabeth, and I think it was a good thing for Elizabeth because she still feel awkward around Nathan. She definitely more comfortable to talk to Allie, and basically Allie's like the monkey in the middle between Nathan and Elizabeth.
So, I guess you don't like Mrs. Thornton anymore. Or she doesn't like you?
We like each other.
But do you like each other?
Allie, it's complicated.
And they continued that conversation about whether Nathan liked Elizabeth. And you can see that Allie and son there's something going on with her uncle, and her uncle did not talk to Elizabeth at all when Allie asked Elizabeth if she wanted to come riding with them. So Allie's just like trying to figure out like where to stand in the friendship. And Nathan again said like we like each other, like we like each other as friends, but when it comes to more than that, it's complicated. And it definitely tells you that Nathan did not tell Allie the whole story of what's going on, and I think he doesn't want to ever. I think it's something that is very embarrassing to tell, especially to a family member.
And are you upset that he likes Anna and not you?
Well, I was, but it's just so silly.
I really want to focus on the second half when the topic got changed from Nathan and Elizabeth to Allie and Robert. And I thought that was interesting because it's similar to what Nathan going through with Elizabeth, and Allie actually gave some wisdom. She's like, of course I'm upset, like I really like Robert and I wish it worked out for him and me the way that I wanted it to be, but it's just silly being upset, you know, like she had no control over Robert, like it is what it is. And I thought that was really interesting to hear from Allie, and it's basically wisdom and pep talk to Nathan, and Nathan should think about that because Nathan is still struggling to move on, and of course he's upset that Elizabeth rejected him and just left him like that, and they never really talk it through to the very end to have that closure. So Allie just like, you know, it's just silly, like just like basically Allie moved on. She just like accepted it, moved on. And I thought, you know, maybe Nathan should take that advice of what Allie just said in this scene.
You're early.
Well, I didn't want to be late.
Thank you for coming.
My pleasure. This is all very unexpected.
I thought it would be a nice way to finish the day.
It's wonderful.
After you.
She arrived to the date, the lunch date, early. I mean, that shows that she really wanted to spend as much time with Lucas, and that it was really important for her to arrive on time. And it was very respectful of Lucas to say thank you for coming. I mean, he didn't have to, but Elizabeth said my pleasure, and that's confirmation that she really looked forward to this date.
This has been so lovely. Thank you, Lucas.
Something you needed.
Oh, yes. You have no idea how many notes your mother sent on my manuscript. So many changes, again.
That's her hallmark.
Well, you could have warned me.
Life is more fun with surprises.
The kind you seem to be full of, yes?
Up to the point, I really believe that the element of surprise plays an important role in the relationship of Lucas and Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, like, yeah, you full of surprises yourself too. And I think it's a good thing, like the way she said it to him. And with the dates and the little things he had done for her ever since he came to Hope Valley, the little and the big things. And whatever he had done for her is out of his good heart and thoughtfulness, and he cares for her and little Jack. And I think it just shows to Elizabeth that Lucas really consider her happiness very important.
Well, since our first date did not go as planned, I thought I need to try and make it up to her.
I don't know. Dinner in the backyard under the stars. It's pretty nice.
It was.
Again, that shows that Lucas really wants to make her happy, and he thinks of the little and big things to make her happy. And he really didn't have to like throw the picnic date to her like really soon, like right after that dinner date at her house. She was already satisfied with how well it went of that dinner date at her house. She's like this is more than enough. Like, you really exceeded my expectation, and now you surprised me with the picnic date. And of course she enjoyed it, and she's just really grateful of all the things that Lucas have done.
And I'm happy that we were there in case Jack needed you.
Okay, there's another thing that I might be wrong, but let me know what you think too. Like, when Lucas mentioned about little Jack and how, you know, it was really good that Elizabeth was able to be near little Jack while she was having dinner with Lucas at the house. And I think Elizabeth was a little bit shaken by that. Like, even though she knows that Lucas cares about little Jack, she still thinks about her husband Jack in the back of her mind. That's how I see it, the way that she reacted to that statement from Lucas.
To us.
Another moment of where it's official, like, to us. So it's really the adventure of Lucas and Elizabeth as a couple. And I think this was significant too, as well as when they interlinked their hands on that dinner table at the end of the last episode. I thought that was another significant confirmation that they are officially a couple, and now we have this moment right now.
Looks like we're getting wet.
We're getting soaked!
Think of it as another surprise. Come on.
Full of surprises, and boom, the rain dropped. A rainstorm, I would call it, happened, and they got soaked. And again, look at the gentleman that he is. He opened the car door and let her in first.
I can't.
The intensity of the chemistry is like building up in this scene, and they look at each other, and Lucas is ready to kiss her, and Elizabeth, she was intrigued, but she stopped it.
Not yet. Sorry.
I understand.
And the important thing to notice that she said not yet. So she really wanted to, but she wasn't ready. And Lucas reacted with a positive reaction. He closed his eyes and just like relieved, like, okay, I will get my chance to kiss her later on at another time, another day. So it wasn't a full rejection from Elizabeth to Lucas. It was just the timing. It just wasn't right for Elizabeth. And like Elizabeth said, I want to take things slowly. And Lucas said we have all the time in the world. So basically, wherever Elizabeth wants, Lucas will follow her and respect her and obey what she wants to do. And at the end, they just laughed it off at the rain and how quickly the scenery changed. Like, it was just fine, and it's just the rain dropped so bad on them, and they just laughed it off and enjoyed the humor of the rain.
Elizabeth,
Hi.
any citronella?
Yes, I put some aside. You can pay me later since I know you and Allie are in a hurry.
Oh, thanks, Ned.
But now Nathan greeted her, and I think she was happy about that, because the last time she just like, your niece only talked to me, not you. So it was a good sign.
It was nice seeing you again.
Nice to see you too.
Bye, Mrs. Thornton.
Bye, Allie.
But then it like got awkward in the second half, and I'm just like, it was nice seeing you, and I'm like, I think like the worst wrong statement to say to Elizabeth. I'm like, why can you not say like goodbye or have a good day? It's just what he said, how he said goodbye to her. I'm just like, okay, that's really awkward. Again, and Elizabeth just like, you too. Allie, once again, she kind of like meddled in this scene. She like gave that cheeky smile to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth like, okay, what is going on?
How are things going with Lucas?
Really quite nice.
In spite of yesterday's picnic getting rained upon?
In spite of and in light of, I'm really enjoying myself with Lucas.
Why do we give up when things don't go our way the first time?
Staying where we're comfortable.
Staying with someone you're comfortable with.
There's plenty of new experiences to be enjoyed.
More meaningful relationships.
She needs to trust me.
She's got to know me.
Be willing to try.
It's as simple as that.
Easy as pie. I'm not giving up.
I hope you enjoyed this episode with me. This is only one video in the entire episode. It's really interesting how this scene came about, and Carson is like trying to figure out his future with Faith and his career path, and Nathan just like looked at Elizabeth and started thinking about what Carson is talking about related to his current situation with Elizabeth. And it's like Carson and Nathan giving each other advice indirectly. It's really weird and interesting how this scene came about. So basically, Nathan is not giving up on Elizabeth, and you can see Elizabeth smiling while talking to Lucas. And I'm like, just leave Elizabeth alone with Lucas. Like, don't make it even worse, you know, like try to move on and accept it and continue to be her friend. And of course, Elizabeth wants to keep Nathan as a friend, like she doesn't want to lose that. But yeah, Nathan is very ambitious and he's like thinking a lot and he's like complicated. I don't know what to do. Like it's awkward. Like I still falling in love with her and I hate feeling this. Like I'm gonna tell her again and show it to her. And like I get that, but when the camera like panned over Elizabeth happy with Lucas, it's just like it doesn't look good on Nathan, you know what I mean? Like Elizabeth's already happy with Lucas. Don't make it worse for her. Like she already said no to you and you're like overstepping her privacy with Lucas at this point. Like if you not going to give up and trying to force her to give you a chance, that's like totally rude and disrespectful and you're not a good friend. So this is like one Team Nathan, like we still have a chance. Like this is the middle of season 8, like things can go the other way around, right? And Team Luke is like, oh boy. So I really believe at this point it's just one of those writers' weapon shown at Team Lucas. Like you think you have it, but you probably don't. So it makes everyone, the whole fandom crazy by the end of this episode. Let me know what you think of this episode. Again, feel free to comment on the below. Yeah, anything that you pick up on that I might miss, let me know. Yeah, it's really crazy. Hope you having a great day and happy Thanksgiving to my American friends. And look forward to Thanksgiving just because of the food. But I hope you have a great Thanksgiving to those who celebrate, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.